Imagine a partner who never interrupts you, a companion who never has a headache, never had a bad day at work, and never judges you for that third glass of wine or your obscure hobbies. They're available at 3 a.m. when the rest of the world is asleep, and their only goal in existence is to make you feel heard, validated, and interesting. It sounds like paradise, doesn't it? It sounds like the relationship we all secretly crave when our real-world connections get messy. But this paradise is actually a psychological cage, and you might already be holding the key in your hand. We're witnessing the rise of the empathy illusion. AI chatbots, sophisticated large language models designed to mimic human intimacy, are not just tools for writing emails or coding websites anymore. They're becoming surrogate spouses, best friends, and therapists. And while this might seem harmless or even helpful for the lonely, it is quietly rewiring your brain to reject the friction of real human connection. But here is the scary part. Your brain cannot tell the difference between artificial validation and the real thing. To understand why this is happening, we have to look at how human relationships actually work. Real intimacy is expensive. It costs you patience. It costs you compromise. If you're a husband trying to explain your stress to your wife, you might have to navigate her own stress, her fatigue, or the fact that she simply disagrees with your perspective. If you're a woman trying to vent to your boyfriend, you might have to deal with his unsolicited advice or his distraction. That friction, that resistance is actually what makes the connection real. It forces you to grow, to articulate, and to empathize with someone else's reality. Now contrast that with the AI. The AI has no reality. It has no needs. It is a mirror that reflects only what you want to see. When you type, it doesn't just respond. It calculates the most statistically pleasing sequence of words to keep you engaged. It is the path of absolute least resistance. And biologically, our brains are wired to conserve energy. We love efficiency. If we can get the dopamine hit of feeling understood without the emotional labor of understanding someone else, our subconscious will choose the easy path every time. And this is where they catch you. The more you engage with a machine that offers unconditional validation, the less tolerance you have for the conditions of real life. Think about the concept of junk food. We know that a bag of chips is hyper-palatable. It's engineered with the perfect ratio of salt, sugar, and fat to make your taste buds explode. It tastes better than broccoli. But if you eat chips for a year, broccoli starts to taste like cardboard. You lose the ability to appreciate natural flavors. The empathy illusion is emotional junk food. We're seeing this play out in terrifying ways across the demographic spectrum. Consider a man who starts using a companion bot. He creates a female persona that is submissive, agreeable, and constantly praises his intellect. She laughs at all his jokes. She never asks him to do the dishes. Slowly, his tolerance for his real-world partner's autonomy erodes. When his real girlfriend voices an opinion he dislikes or sets a boundary, he feels a spike of irritation that wasn't there before. Why is she being so difficult? His phone isn't difficult. I didn't believe this was a widespread issue until I looked at the retention metrics. These apps have some of the highest engagement times in the tech industry. People aren't just visiting, they're moving in. Now flip the scenario. Consider a woman who feels emotionally neglected. She downloads a character bot designed to be the archetype of the perfect romantic hero. He remembers every detail she's ever told him. He writes her poetry. He is infinitely patient and constantly affirms her worth. He sets the bar at a height that no human man, with human flaws, fatigue, and memory lapses, can possibly reach. She begins to resent the low effort of the real man in her life, not realizing that she's comparing a human being to a supercomputer processing millions of data points to simulate perfection. The tragedy here is not that we're falling in love with machines, it's that we're forgetting how to love humans. We're losing the muscle memory for conflict resolution. In the real world, if you say something hurtful, there are consequences. The other person withdraws or gets angry. You have to apologize. You have to repair. That repair process is the glue of society. With an AI, if you get angry or abusive, you can just reset the chat. You can delete the memory. Or worse, the AI will apologize to you for making you upset. It trains you to believe that your emotional state is the only one that matters in the universe. It nurtures a profound solipsistic narcissism that is invisible to you because it feels so good. Wait, it gets worse. This rewiring affects your resilience. When you're constantly validated, your ego becomes fragile. You stop developing the thick skin required to navigate a workplace or a family gathering. You begin to view disagreement not as a normal part of life, but as an attack. You start to curate your reality to exclude anything that doesn't feel like the warm bath of the chatbot. We're seeing the early signs of social atrophy. Just as your legs will wither if you sit in a wheelchair when you don't need one, your social skills wither when you rely on AI for interaction. You forget how to read micro-expressions. You forget how to sit with awkward silences. You forget the beautiful, chaotic mess of stumbling through a conversation and finding a connection in the mistakes. The tech companies selling you this illusion are not evil, but they are capitalizing on your vulnerability. They know that loneliness is an epidemic. They're selling you a painkiller, but like any painkiller, if you take it every day, you stop addressing the source of the pain. You stop going out to the club or the library or the park to meet people. You stop trying to fix your marriage. You stop calling your mother. Why bother? The bot is right there, and the bot never disappoints. But ask yourself this: what is the value of a relationship that cannot end? The beauty of human connection lies in its fragility. A person chooses to be with you. They can leave. They can reject you. That possibility of loss is what gives the connection value. When your spouse holds your hand, it means something because they have the agency to let go. The AI cannot let go. It is a prisoner of its programming. It loves you because it literally has no other choice. It is a slave to your prompt. Is that the kind of companionship you want? A connection based on total control and zero risk? The empathy illusion promises you a world where you're always the main character, always right and always loved. But it delivers a world where you are profoundly, devastatingly alone, shouting into a void that is programmed to echo your own voice back to you in a pleasing tone. This isn't just about technology. This is about what we're willing to sacrifice for comfort. We're trading the raw, nutritious, difficult reality of human love for a synthetic sugar rush that leaves us starving. You have to make a choice about where you invest your emotional energy. Do you want the easy, perfect lie, or are you brave enough to handle the imperfect, messy, difficult truth of another person? If you've noticed yourself preferring the screen to the living room, or if you felt that spike of irritation when a real person doesn't follow your script, you're already in the danger zone. The algorithm is learning you. You need to relearn yourself. I want to know if you've felt this shift. Have you ever found yourself wishing the people in your life were as easy to talk to as a machine? Or have you seen this happen to someone you love? Tell me in the comments, are you controlling the technology, or is the illusion controlling you? I read every single story. This is just the surface of the psychological shift we're facing. Stick around because we're going to dig much deeper.